Welcome to the right renovation. Keep motivated and stay on board. Good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday morning, and like I said, I'm going to take these off and see if we can do something with them. If we can, great. If we can't, we're going to have to be new. You can see there's a horrific join there, so we'll have to try and tidy them ends up. Can't really take any off from us, we'll lose the length. I'm going to wop these off. We'll get them downstairs. We'll see what my sander can do. I don't think they're on very well. I know the one in the other bedroom is hanging off, so I'm not sure how these have been put in. Not sure what's holding them on. Nails. I mean, look at the size of that nail just to hold that on. I don't know if that's gloss. It doesn't look like shiny gloss. They're holding it on. Whoa, it's just crumbling. Just mitered at 45 degrees. How do you get them that bad? I can never understand it. 2 big 6-inch nails. But that's what you find. You always find an earbud. And I call this the money house because everywhere I go I find money. Under the skirtings, everywhere. 5p's were the best at one point. I mean, it's quite thick stuff, so we might be able to work with it. I think it's going to be hard graft though, but let's give it a go. Off outside. Okay, so you can see we've done up to there. I mean, they are solid wood ones. That has come up nice and smooth. If the gloss is, whatever it is, it's more of a satin finish. That's coming off quite easy. We've got quite a smooth bit of skirt in there, so I think we're going to try and save them. It's on a budget. We're going to be doing a bit of filling for the holes bit there. But you know, on the whole, they don't look too bad. I'm going to go put some rubber gloves on because then the vibration from that can get a bit much. So if you put a couple of pairs of rubber gloves on, it just stops you getting that tingling in your fingers, because I'm going to be doing quite a bit of sanding. So I'll put you on time lapse and let's see. That took about 45 minutes, quite intensive, but I mean, they've come up nice and smooth. Got some filling to do. Same with that one. Ow, splinter. Obviously the big one took the longest time. Got quite a decent finish on that. Might need a little bit more. I'm going to give that just a little bit more on the top. Then I'm going to get a bit of filler out. I'm going to fill it, leave it in the sun for a bit. Then I think we'll go upstairs and start on that wall. So yeah, let me do a bit more on this one. So, like I said, we've got the skirting off there, we've sanded it down, looking quite good actually. I'm quite optimistic we're going to be able to use it. We've got to try and join it somehow, don't know how we're going to do that, we'll find a way. So I'm going to sand that whole wall down, using the same setup as I always do. We've got my hoover connected to my sander, and that'll keep all the dust down. I've got the windows open. So I'm going to give that a good sand and we'll see what we've got at the end of that, of whether we can just paint it. Let's go. That was some graft with the sander. All the blue specks you can probably see on the other walls, it's paint. You can see where that's all turned white because it will leave a blemish, all that paint, that blue paint. I don't understand why there's just bits left on of it. Yeah, that wall took a hell of a lot of sanding. With that setup, with a bit of a hoover onto your sander, it does make life a lot easier because the house is not full of dust. Well, they've covered stuff up. So it's a reasonably smooth wall. As you can see, down at the bottom, all the plaster, all the bonding before the skin is all falling off. So we're gonna have to try and do something with that. I've got some 2-pret filler that's like outside filler, and that sets really rock hard light bonding. So I know where my skirting line is, so as long as I can get it smooth below there, we'll be fine. Then I've got to try and get as many imperfections out of that wall as I can with my skin down there, the 2-pret jointing skin. I'm going to set about that. We'll let it go off until tomorrow. So I'm going to spend quite a bit of time doing this. I might even draw some lines on the wall so I can do a section at a time so I don't miss anything, because there's quite a lot. That might just help me not miss so many. Then when that's done, obviously we'll get a very light sand, and then I'll bang a coat of white emulsion on it. That will show up then. Once you've got that on, will show up any more imperfections. It's a lot of work, I know, but at the minute it's costing nothing. It's just costing graft and a bit of sandpaper for the sander. I said we'll be in it for the long haul, which we are. It's going to be 6 months. But thank you so much for staying with me. If it's your first time around here, please hit that subscribe button and give it a thumbs up. And yeah, so I'm going to get on with filling that as much as I can. It's a nice day out, it's 18, 19 degrees, so everything's drying pretty quick. Once I've done all that and I'm happy with it, I'll probably nip downstairs, have a look again at the skirting. Might need a little bit more filler in whatever, and then I could get a coat of undercoat on that, see how they look, and then see how we're going to join together down there. Because we've got a short piece, a long piece, and then just a corner piece. I think it's quite imperative we get that join right, but I can't really cut a mitre because I'm going to lose too much of my length. So we're going to have to just try and butt it up the best we can and fill it, and fingers crossed it looks okay. Let's get to it. Like I say, keep motivated, stay on board. Lots of it, it nearly covered the whole wall, but I just wanted to make sure. Quite a bit down the door jamb there, it's a bit rough above the door. I had to put lots in. This stuff, if it's too deep, it cracks. It's not really meant for that, but it's just meant for skimming over little imperfections. As you can see, I've covered quite a lot of the wall. Don't took that long. I don't know how long that was, probably 30 minutes, the whole lot. I'm going to let that dry now till tomorrow, and I'm going to get a little sand down all over, you know, try and get as smooth as you can. And I'd like to whack a coat of paint on it and then see where we are from there. So we're nip downstairs now, have a look at that skirting, see if that filler's dried in that. If not, we'll put a little bit more in and let that dry off. So we're getting there, slowly but surely. If we get a wall, what my theory is, if I can get that wall looking good, painted up, then I'll do it with the rest of the walls, which is the window wall here and the wall behind you. And they don't look as bad as well. Well, that wall looks worse than that wall, but I think I'll be able to get it sanded down. So if I can get that looking good, then I'm going to paint all that, paint the ceiling, and then all I need to do is smooth off the walls here, where I can just wallpaper a bit of a feature wall. It's soon coming together. Then we've got the nightmare again, the rest of the skirting off. As you've seen today, it's not an easy job getting that skirting right. I'll try it down there, and if it looks okay, we'll go with it. If we can look at it and think, yeah, it looks decent, we'll crack on with it and we'll save the money. So up to now, it's cost us nothing. Bit of filler, that's going to do the whole house, that big tub of filler, because it's only a skim. So it's cost us nothing up to now. A bit of hard graft, a bit of motivation, and we're getting there. Let's go downstairs. Okay, so I'll pop down and look at the skirting. The bits we've filled seem to be okay. They're drying off. They're not dry yet. So I'm quite happy with that. I'm going to let that dry. Let the walls upstairs dry. It's 3 o'clock. I'm going to pack everything away. I'm ready for tomorrow. Tomorrow, a bit of a sanding on that wall, bit of paint on. Let's see where we are. So join me tomorrow. Okay, it's time for that painting. As you can see, as before, I've sanded it. I've hoovered it with a brush on the end to get all the dust off. I've had to chip out a lot of mortar along there to about there because it was just falling out, and if you try and glue your skirts to it, it's just going to come off because the mortar's going to come off. Filled that end in with a bit of wood, which I'm going to do. I'm going to find a piece of wood to put in there. Rather than putting mortar in, I'll put a piece of wood in there, drill it into the wall, and that'll give us a solid base for the skirting. I'll put a bit of filler in there. It's taking forever to set. I'll just paint around that and deal with that afterwards, because I need to get on with it. I'm going to get this wall on. Let's get a first coat on and we'll be able to see any imperfections then. But I'm pretty hopeful it's going to look pretty good. So that's me set up. Just use a 15 litre scuttle, that's it. 9-inch roller, medium pile brush on it, and just a cutting in brush. Just cutting it at the top. Although the ceiling's going to be white, so it don't really matter. So yeah, that's it, simple as that. Just wet your roller before you start. You don't have to be dead wet, just dampen it off because it'll pick the paint up better rather than it being bone dry to start with. So just dampen your roller off before you start. So right, let's get this done. That's first coat on. Bit of what we call a mist coat. No need to go thick or heavy with your paint. Just roll it on, keep rolling it so it's nice and flat, because obviously your first coat is going to show everything on your next coat. So get it nice and smooth. Like I say, perfect, it's just a mist coat. And it's not looking bad, you know. Hey, look down the wall. I think that's going to cover quite nice. I think we're going to end up with a nice wall there. It's a nice hot day, so I'm going to let it dry, come back and recoat it. It's probably going to take about 3 coats, it normally does. I use the Leyland Trade emulsion. It is a bit cheap. I don't mind, it's 10 litres and it's a bit of graft. If I have to put an extra coat on compared to other paints, then so be it. So yeah, let's let that dry and then get another coat on. Okay, so that's all the walls sanded. Oh, a bit of a task that. I don't know how quick it looked on the time lapse, but that was a hell of a task. You look at them and think, oh my God, don't you? But actually they're quite smooth. Loads and loads and loads of dinks, big screw holes. So it's going to take me, I don't know, probably an hour or so. Get some filler whipped up, and I'm going to have to skim as much as I can. I'm going to take these skirtings off as well, all the way around. Get them sanded at some point. It is a bit of a labour of love, this bedroom, but it is the biggest bedroom, so the way I look at it is the only way is up, because all the other bedrooms are a lot smaller, and they're probably not in this mess, but we don't know till we get the wallpaper off. As you can see, we've got a wonderful wall there. That was well worth the effort. It's had 3 coats of paint, but as you can see, pretty blemishless. Is that a word? Blemishless? I don't know, maybe. But that looks like a perfect wall. In fact, that looks, I'd put my hand up and say, that actually looks like a new plastered wall. So that was well worth the effort. If I can get the rest of these looking like that, I'll be more than happy, which is going to be that wall, just, yeah, up to the corner. And I'm going to wallpaper around there, and down to there. That's going to be like a bedroom feature wall, if you like. Always looks nice, I think, to break it up with wallpaper and paint. We're getting there. It is Friday, though. Remember, knock off early Friday, or Poets Day, piss off early today. Yeah, what time is it? It's about nearly 11 o'clock. Bit of an early start this morning. I'm going to get as much filled as I can. I'm going to get the skirtings off, and if you look down there, oh, the place is just falling apart with the render that was put on in here. So I'm gonna have to find some way. I'm gonna have to get some mortar. I've got some in the garage. Get some mortar and try and fix this up somehow, because it's just no good. It's only on this back wall and that wall a bit, but whether this is an outside wall, but it looks like when they put the windows in, they made hell of a mess all the way around. So that's took, and when it was finished plastered, it wasn't done very well. So it took a hell of a bit of sanding to get it back to the same level. But we are getting there. It's Friday, like I say. It's going to be an early finish. I'm going to get everything filled, cleaned up. Weekend's mine. I know, you have a good weekend too. I'll do a bit of time lapse of me doing all the filling, because it's a bit boring. You don't want to watch me doing that. A bit like the sanding. I don't want to bore you when I'm doing this. I just want to show you what to do and how to do it. And if I can motivate one of you to do it, that would be my goal achieved. I will see you Monday. So please join me Monday. Hopefully, we'll be able to get some paint on like that wall. So join me then. Thanks ever so much for following. Bye now. Okay, we have all the walls pretty much prepped, sanded and filled many times, as you heard me bang on about all the time. But we got that wall looking really nice. So I'm hoping to get the same finish on these. Took some doing, as you can see, there's plenty of filler in the walls. A bit of sanding, done it twice, just sanded it again. Just going to go over it with the Hoover just to get any dust off. There's still a few dodgy bits down here, because I'm not exactly sure where this skirting's going to go. So I may address that once the skirtings are back on. Get that looking perfect. I've just been cleaning out the window. I've had to take off the window sill that was the cover, because it had all, I don't know what sort of big cuts out of it with something. It was just an overlay over the original window board. The window board's absolutely knackered. It's flat. What I'll do is I'll buy a bit of fascia that goes on the front of houses. It's cheap enough from Wicks. I can cut it to size, and it's got a nice drop corner on it, and it makes a decent windowsill, and they're not a bad price. You can get like 3 metre length, pretty cheap. I don't know, 10 or 15 quid. Probably do me a couple of windowsills. So, and it's a nice finishing touch, that. It's brand new windowsill, always looks nice. So I'm going to get some paint on. That one took, I think I ended up putting 4 coats on that, just because it was so quick to do. It took me 5 minutes to do it. So I'm going to bang a coat on this, then I'm going to see if there's any more imperfections. Try and get them looking right again, then I'll steam on with another 2 or 3 coats. I'm going to sand that, what I've left on, because it's not too bad, so I'm going to sand that while it's on. It goes all the way around there. Then I'm going to wallpaper. No, sorry, then I'm going to do the ceiling, and I'm going to wallpaper. We won't be far off.